Been a lot of unboxing lately. I've just tried to upgrade my stable here, and this is from friends at see, that's a nice video there. That's the one I did on the high torque starter for the bottom. And boy, I wish YouTube would give me better count on things. So let's see what we got here. I won't block my view of hummingbirds. So cool doing it that way. Okay, so let's see. Is this that thing for wine voucher? I don't want any wine. Let's see. This was $145. I don't know how much they are now, and whatever shipping was. So here we go. Here's what we got this day. Oh, it comes with hardware. Well, the Ainsland, and Shims and stuff. Maybe you'll tell me how to do that. I've never understood how to use them Shims on starters. I'll read that here in a minute. Here's our new high torque starter from my old truck with the 78305, and apparently this part number covers a very wide AS23I2, and there's their part number, and this is that bolt up thing. You know, I don't test these generally to start with. I think I would move this around and get it away from that post there. And okay, pretty straightforward. Doesn't come with a that's funny. It comes with hardware, but it doesn't. Oops. It comes with hardware, but it doesn't. I'm glad it comes with this hardware, but it doesn't come with an electrical lead. So it's okay. I think I can swing that. Well, that's pretty neat. Let's go put it in a day or two. No, not today though. Okay. So anyway, I like this guy. I watch him a lot. I have fallen deep into this world of these starters. I have learned a lot. Mostly, I've learned that these knurls right here matter. You got to have those. It's supposed to make it poke out a little bit like a knurled valve guide, if y'all ever dealt with that. But look at this. I would not call that. Let's look at it from the other way. Maybe it's knurled. When it gets down here, it takes up space. Not so much, huh? Well, tell you what we're going to do. I have some various thicknesses of metal, and I'm going to wrap this and glue it, super glue it or something, and get it to take up that space. You got this much slack going on. This gear ain't gonna go. Now I'm also ready because I have my two different sizes of paper clips ready to go. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That seems to be the theme, 9 teeth, to do, you know, this kind of action. This would be your small point, whatever it is, to measure. This one's a little larger. Now some of the dudes, they want you to let's see if I can get this to pull out here. And some of the dudes want you to measure from the shaft to the edge of the ring gear. Don't know if I can recommend that on this because I don't know what size shaft this is. Well, anyway, you pull this out. There you go. You pull this out, and you got to measure how far it engages onto the flywheel or flex plate or whatever too. And they say you don't want it to go all the way onto the well, you want to go like 70 or 80% in. So anyway, I've learned about these. If it goes too far out, you got to take this block off and put this shim in there, or come up with something else. And well, we know what those are. And then I don't know. I think that might go between the motor in here too. So it did include that. That was nice. So I don't know. I ain't digging on that though. I have to do something better than that, because that's a lot of motion of the ocean there. All right, I've gone into this far deeper than I thought I would, but it seems to be the right thing to do, especially if you're going to be changing stuff around. So where do you measure? Somebody talking to me. Where do you measure the point 030? Do you measure it between here and here, or between here and here? So on the sides or at the base? So this is, I won't tell you who it is. And this is another diagram. See, they say, oops, hooked on my desk. They say measure it right there. And I believe that. And then they talk about the distance of the starter pinion from the flywheel. And then there's that's a nice little chart there. Well, you almost thought, well, you can see who that is. It's okay. It's on the web. It's PD. It's okay. So the other thing is how far does it engage? I think I mentioned that a minute ago, and I've heard from several sources the pinion should not go the full distance of the ring gear thickness. So that's interesting. And the other interesting thing was, if you're testing it and the pinion does not go back into the starter, then that's, if the engine isn't running, then when the engine's running, it kicks it back in. I had no idea. I work on British stuff, and I got to tell you, putting the one on the Bonneville the other day was interesting, because there really is no shimming. You just put it on the Bonneville, and then there's talk about, you know, the Tri-5s and all that other stuff. Who cares about that? That's a whole different genre. Late 50s and stuff like that. So I know a lot more about this than I did this morning. I just didn't think it was a big deal. Most of my life, you just bolt starter on and move on. But some cat had like 5 different starters that go on GM small blocks. So, and then how to mess with those. So let's go down there and I got to move the Bonneville. It's raining right now. So everybody wants you when you hit the record button, don't they? So like I said too, I'm going to shim up those bolts. I'm not going to do that till the end, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I should do it. I should do it before, so I'll have the starter aligned properly. I don't know. A lot to think about. Just an old truck, but if you don't get it right, you can end up stuck in the parking lot somewhere, and you don't want to do that. Yeah, I have a very unusual diet, but wide and varied, I believe they call it. The object of our project today is DAF. DAF will have to go where the bonbon is. Once again, let's talk about the bonbon. There is no adjustment on the starter, so I ain't going to worry about it. Luckily, most everything I have that I need on the truck, I have here already. So, let's move things about. Bonneville over there. Truck up here. Black car back there. Okay. Whatever it takes. Make sure everything's cleaned off here. But like I said, there's the soldering iron and everything for my... I think I know where my green hat is. Anyway, figure it out later, I guess. Okay, found my green hat. Gotta get one of these big Bill green hat things. So let's see, I got everything on here. Oh, let's see. Whoa, look at the low voltage. All right, let's get our glasses on. This is the first time moving it, starting it, it is. Let's give her a couple of pumps, make sure we're in park. Let me tell you, folks, that's better. Come on, baby, let's get the clock running. The clock is running. You gotta have a gimmick. Okay. should be rich. Alright. So this ain't gonna be a road test video. I'm just gonna move this over there. And it's raining, so there is no road test today. See how bleak it is out there? Alright. We'll warm her up a little bit anyway. If you go back a couple of videos, you'll remember I fixed that exhaust leak. I kind of forgot about that. It sounds so good. So just as a little side note to self, that I did that. Worked out better than I thought. That was the one. There's no gasket there, and I put that goo, that little can of goo you see up there, that JB Weld stuff, and that works okay. I don't know why I'm not showing more charge than that. So anyway, back to the point. Okay, here we are at the point. Now we're going to listen to the starter because we're going to see how different they sound. I couldn't do that on the Bonneville because it just plain went out. So let's just see what this sounds like, or hear what it sounds like, or whatever. Let's listen to it. You know, not terrible. I'm not sure if I ought to do this or not, but I'm a little afraid of it, to be honest with you. Now let's get over there and not get it too hot, okay? Disconnect your battery. Okay. So I made a little cheat sheet here from all the information I've gathered. Look at your wear pattern on your gears. If it's real thick, it's too close. If it's sort of in the middle and up some, it's okay, and the little line means too far out. So there you are with the 25 thousandths there. Check every 120 degrees. 60 to 0.4 out from the pinion to the flex plate, and 75% more or less contact on the flywheel. Okay, so let's just keep this right here. All right, I don't think I got her too hot. Let's see what the old one looks like measurement wise. I know what it looks like. Let's just see how it measures. Green subscribe button, everybody. Let's hit it. They usually do that. How do you do that? I don't know. Is it somehow? No? I thought it was caught there for some reason. 1, 2, 3. There we go. There you go. Okay. Yeah, got an oil something going on here, and I don't really care. That means I need to check the oil, make a note to check oil. And looks like it's coming, not the valve covers again. These Chevy small blocks, man, they'll leak some oil on you. Once again, in order to keep this out of my hair, red stuff, brown stuff, whatever you got, it's stuff. Let's just leave that there, huh? What am I doing here? What have I done to myself here? Let's keep that on the little... Oh, I ran an earthing wire. That looks like something I would do. And that's going to the S terminal. That white wire's going to S, green to earth. That's good. And, yeah. And we'll get all this out of here. Yeah, I remember this starter. Well, let's see how it fares. Let's get this cover off. That's just a couple of bolts, not too tricky. Let's see what this is like. Let's see, I'm ready to go here. Let's put that there. Oh, you're making a mess of things. Where's the small one? Let me get all my stuff together here. Oh, there it is right there. Sometimes it's just like this. Yeah, she's leaking oil, but the funny thing is, see, she's not leaking oil set in steel. So she's leaking oil when she's running, so I think it's the valve covers. All right, so let me do this and see how bad it is and all that other stuff. And let me tell you one thing, that's from the pinion to the ring gear is a whole lot too much right there. Okay, Wow, that ain't good at all. Let's I don't think I can show you much else, but I'll try. Okay. Sun, 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 here he comes. It's like some bonneville paint there. Wow, that's way too far away. Well, they say inspect the gear. God, my gear looks great. Alright, well, and it don't look warped or nothing. Let's look up in there as far as we can, make sure there's no chips or anything. Okay, no sour cream and onion chips up in there. Hey, I will say this, that it does engage about 3/4 of the way in. Dang, that's a long way for that thing to travel. Let's see if I can get one of these wires in there. You can tell that gear, maybe you can, that gear, hit the off button, shouldn't have done that. Okay, that gear moves a lot. So it should have been shimmed in some. That's a lot of travel. I'd say that's easily more than 25 thousandths. Alright, let's get this starter out of here. Alright, let's see if we can get that starter to appear right there. There it is. It's a different style, as you can tell, with the offsets. So, alright, well, at least we got it out of there, and that's a big thing. Okay, that's important. So it wasn't near as bad as getting the starter out of the bonneville. I didn't have to disassemble the solenoid or anything. It kind of came around those headers a little better than I thought it would. Alright, I think I've got enough on me to last for a while. So here's our problem. Let's see if it's dripping anywhere, because it's dripping like crazy. I cleaned it out pretty good. But what we got here, see, I got the staggered kind of bolts. See that one there and that one? See, the new one has that kind, and you don't have to worry about that because they're both in, because this will take either kind. Let's get over here, and you can see where you see the other problem. Well, the other problem, of course, is that I got to get that paint off of there, and but you know, I can go into this one and this one. Pretty cool about that. Okay. Yeah, I get to. Golly. Shoot, wish the phone would ring or something. Alright, let's see if I can get that paint off of there. And I'm going to measure across there and see which two it's going to be. Let's see, it's going to be this one and this one, it looks like. Yeah, I hear tell that's the way it is. It'll be, I think it'll be the furthest down and the one down from the top there, if you look at it that way. Uh-oh. Memories of John. Oh no. John and his crummy brakes. Let's get rid of this stuff. Sometimes if you're missing a tool, of course, look at the end of your ratchets and stuff. I don't know what that's from. Let's get it out of there, but they'll usually be down in here. Okay, let's put this up here so I can put that in the pile. Okay, let's get that paint off there and clean up some. I feel like just going up and ordering some valve covers and gaskets right now. I think I'll do that. Take a break. What is it? Is it 5 o'clock? 5:40 something. Okay, let's get the paint off, and then I'm going to. I don't think I talked about this. I've got all this brass shim stock stuff, and I'm going to wrap these bolts with it and take up even more room, because like you saw in the previous part, it just moves around too much. So what did we say it was? I think we said it was that one and that one. Find out in a minute. What was this one? I think this is the one that, it was a staggered one too. I think that was a bad one that I had. I meant to take in. I didn't take it in the other day. I don't know. Hardly worth rebuilding them anymore. And generally you'll find the heads are cracked or something else, you know, always something. Okay, this is just flaking right off. I've got this razor blade tool. I've got my Leslie carbide scraper, but I don't think we're going to be anywhere close to needing that, huh? It just falls right off. But this will mess you up. It's almost as bad as having a shim there. Just make sure it's as clean as you can get her. See, it just flakes right off. Just Well, you're not seeing nothing because it's not in foci. Alright, well, you get the gist of it. I try not to get too carried away on the little things. But just drag your blade around and just make... Probably got lead in it. And I've never had a horse with orange colors. That was a funny one to watch today. But everybody's got their thing. Alright. Alright, I think we get it. Well, I'm in the right spot. You can't go more than one over because there you are. You're right at the gear. I don't need any shims there. I got it flat up against there. I'll see what that cutout's for now if you had to go that way. I'm going to have to tap those out. Now the other problem I got is right there. See, that is right on the header. So how much room do I have? Let me take a picture. It'll last longer. Let me try it all the way over on this three-way adjustment. I'll show you in a minute because that's entirely too close to the header, as well as that electrical connection. That'll burn that solenoid right smack up. So it's not exactly what everything you think it is. Okay, so I got to tap those anyway. I didn't want to force anything. Boy, last thing you want to do is strip something out here, huh? Alright, let's see, it was what? It was a 13 millimeter on the electrical connections, and I did move that one electrical connection over, and it's 14 millimeter on these bolts here, the main bolts. Well, if you were wondering, it's 3/8 16, and I got a bunch of junk out of there, so that's good. Alright, I love these little tools that fit taps this button off. So I ran the 3/8 16 over these and cleaned those up. I just don't want anything falsifying me here, giving me bad vibes. I don't want any of that. Boy, I tell you what, taking the time to clean threads is just so worth it. Okay, a little dirty. Okay, let's see how this fits now. They don't go in there far, but that ought to be better. It was really fighting me before. Everything's messing up the focus. There's too much in the way, like the flashlight that just fell over. Oh yeah, that's much better. Okay, so let's talk about let's talk about moving that starter solenoid over a little bit. Let's turn that off. Might as well live in real time, huh? Much as possible. Yeah, I love these things that hold sockets. Yeah, I've showed the set before. You can find it. Okay, so you got these three adjustments here. You do them on the back. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And we're in the middle, so I can only cock over one, but one's better than nothing. Okay, let's see what that is. 7 millimeter or 6 millimeter, whatever it is. But we're going to take this whole starter and just rotate it one click that way and get it as far away as I can. You saw I had a heat shield up there, so things are looking up. Well, let me tell you something. Getting that out of there was no small task. I had to call on my little micro torch and heat that sucker up and all kinds of badness. Okay, that thing was in there, and I tried to manipulate another tool to make it go, but now I think we're on the right track now. Maybe. Don't put that thing in till you're sure. Okay, well, let me get this sorted out, and I'll show you what it looks like in the end. Whew, wow, hard. I don't know what kind of Loctite that is, but boy, they sure meant it. So this is a 5 millimeter, that thing you saw a second ago. Those bolts there are 10 millimeter. And let me tell you, you better get it all the way in there. So the way I had to do it was, I had to tap it in there. And then I had to get this little thing I use here. and then get it to crack loose. Boy, I was lucky too. All right. I don't think it needs any additional Loctite. Thing's got some thread to it, don't it? That's good. Unless it's full of orange or red Loctite. There you go, it's sinking in nicely. Oh, don't want to strip it out now. That's plenty good enough. Holy cats. Whew. Tough going. I somehow remembered to tell you about these. These go in here. These change your trying to use those tools there to go round and round in little tight spaces like you just saw me do earlier. So you can just use a 3/8 drive on that and you can fit your bits down in there. It works amazingly well. I love them. They hold real good, and that just broadens the game right there. That just makes things wonderful. So just wanted to, gosh, just no part number anywhere on it. Just see if you can find them. I'm sure that Leslie or K&D or somebody makes them, but it just says, yeah, I remember this. Just wear eye protection. Number 5 USA. Whatever that means, they ought to be more proud of them than that, because they really are great. As you can tell, I keep a stash of tape, and I like these little rolls. Gets you to work in tight places. I've got this other 3M tape that isn't quite as good as this. It's both 3M, but see, this is what they warn against with this knurling. And I set this up on the kitchen counter. I'm just not going to have that. I was going to use this brass stuff, but I think I'm just going to wrap them with tape. Get a razor blade out. Wonder if I can find a razor blade right there. All right, nice fresh one. And we're going to make these fit a little tighter. So when I go to check the 20 thousandths or whatever it is, dang, I forget. It's been so long. It's been a couple of days now. 0.02 to 0.025. Oh yeah, the thickness of a paper clip. Okay, I remember now. Let's do the tighten up on these. It took a couple shots at it, and I had to peel some off, but I put a little bit right here and a little bit right here. Put your washers on first, and doggone if that don't really make things better. So let's just see what this is like. And you can put this in. It's got enough room, you know, with the screws in it. So let's see if I can get these up in there. And we're gonna, yeah, there you go. There you go. All right, so we got that going. All right, and I'm okay with that. And just, whoop, there you go. You can see that one there. All right, cool beans. You better, if you do this, you better mark which one goes where, because they're both a little different. Purple right there. And we'll just make that purple right there. Don't make a purple mustache for myself. Okay, let's put it up there. And I wanted to say too, I did loosen this up and turn this around to get it away from this connection here, because that was just entirely too close. Okay, let's see how it fits now that I've done the rotation and everything. I need to go up there and look at my old video and see what I did. Okay, I've got my other hand engaged. So I've got this pulled out, and there's no Loctite on them bolts yet. It went over to the right one. Sorry about that. But I can tell you right now, that's pretty doggone good. Look at the 70 or 80% engagement onto the flex plate. There's almost no plate. I'm just going to call that okay. Let me put a paper clip in it. Y'all, I'm all in my lasso here. Okay. I went to all this trouble, so I'm going to do her. And they're right about it not going back unless it's turning. So when it wants to engage, I wish I could get y'all to see this, but Transmission lines are in the way. And the screwdriver's in the way. Man, that's just perfect. Maybe I can get you on that. See, I got that paper clip in there and it's just barely, it ain't even hardly moving. That is a go with no shims, mind you. Let's get that out of there. All this suffering you go through and then, all right, let's see if I can get that to go back. Let's just mess with it a little bit. Okay, I got it to go back. So I'm going to pull those screws down and put some blue Loctite on it. Oh, let's not leave my Loctite like that. Okay, and we're gonna wire it up, and then that ought to be it. Look how much less room. I meant to look at see how the solenoid looks against that header too. Yeah, that helped quite a bit. I can see it through the camera there. That's tolerable. Glad I put that heat shield there, like I said. Okay, I'm glad that's a push-on terminal up there. Let's do that first, because that's higher up and a little harder to get to. And what did I forget what I said those things were? I'll figure it out. I think I said it was a 13. Oh yeah, these are 14 and the ones up there are 13s. Okay, let's wire it up. And there's my soldering iron over there. Okay. Oh, get my shrink tube off the floor. Now, I ordered some, look at all the oil came out of that. So I'm reckoning that's valve covers, but I got some coming. I'll tell you what they are. I got some Summits and Mahle, M-A-H-L-E gaskets. And we're going to put them on and see if we can get this to stop. That's no good. Remember, check the oil when you come down. Okay, let's make this permanent. That is really good. Now, I will say the holes that go up in there, you got to put this thing on real loosely to get them to start properly, because the holes are just a little bit off. I don't know, one or the other. It's either the block or whatever it is. It don't matter. Just go in loosely. Get them 4 or 5 threads up and then go in. So I think I'm going to take these out. You know, not take the whole thing out. Drop them both a little bit and then pull one out, put the blue on and put them back up. You know what I mean? Okay, so I got that soldered and the shrink tube to protect it. We're all ready to wire up here. I was thinking about where I'm going to put my grounding strap. I know you don't really need it. I'm just going to try to put it on one of them things right there. So everything else looks good. It's amazing starters live at all. Wish I could have rotated that just one more time over. You know, it might not have, it would have hit the block. Well, I'm glad I saw that. All right, let's finish this up. Okay, so there's everything done. I can see, okay. All right, it's all connected. We got our earthing wire that we don't need. And everything else is tight. I'm digging the whole thing. Hope it works. I'm just going to pretend like it's going to work. I'm going to sit right down and write myself a letter and pretend it came from you. Okay, so we're going to put this back up and then we're going to start her. Were we ever colder on that day? Okay, we're ready to give her the first fire here. I'm going to try not to crank her because you don't need it. Let's just, start her. Let's crank her. Crank, no start. It's going to start, I think. She always does. Let's just start her. Okay, whew, ready? Whoa, that's power there. What's that noise though? I think it might be the flywheel hitting that cover. Well, let's go down there and look at it. All right, let's go see what it is. Mostly I just wanted to make sure that the flywheel wasn't hitting the pinion, and it's not. And I do believe it's this. See where it's bent right there? You ever seen the 63 or whatever it is Pontiac Tempest, where the torque converter hangs out the back with nothing on it? I think that's where we're going here, because I think that thing's just shot. Maybe I can get another one, but see, it's just, I don't know. Or maybe not bother with it. I would recommend that you don't do that. But let's see if it's making that same noise. It's been hit so many times by so many things. See the I'm talking about up there. See where it's scraping right there? I think that's it, because this starter is probably forcing it. Yeah, see where it scraped the paint off right here? I think that's our problem. I kind of want to... What do we want to do here? I don't know. I'd rather have it, because I remember Bob Witherspoon on that old truck he had. He used to dream about having an inspection plate. It was like a 50, 51 or something. So I think that new starter's forcing that in, so that might be something to remember. That looks fresh to me. Let's just get the recip saw and cut around that and put it back up. And I'm not going to drop it and start it again. I feel pretty confident that's what it is. It's just a rattle. It probably would go away after a time, but let's not live that way. Okay, so I'm just going to trim off some stuff. I think I'm going to knock this corner off right here. Make it easier to fit. What do you think? Ready? Give a little attitude adjustment there. Yeah, see how that's bent up. And I think I'm just going to kind of go this way. I believe this is kind of important to keep it spaced well. Let's cut that off a little bit right there. I thought I was about done. Well, I wish I had some wire cutters. Oh, I got these little things here. I never knew this group name. Never really cared for that song very much, but although we had them, and I do have a 389. But anyway, you know how it is when it comes to songs. Well, those are some terrible clippers. Okay, I wiped it out pretty good, so right there's Offende. Okay. Guess I need to steady that. Why ain't it cutting? I got a terrible blade on this for this. Let's stuff harder than I thought it was. Let me go get another blade. Yeah, somebody's cooking around here. God, I hope they don't invite me to dinner. It's terrible smelling. Ugh. All right, so let's try this finer blade here, Milwaukee. Oh yeah, there you go. In the bin. Okay, I don't want to take too much. I was thinking about just going up there and pricing one. I may do that anyway. It's just a little bit of a guard. Okay. Okay, there that goes. In the bin. Alright, I've learned the lesson on this. I think it is true that you do need to take these out if you use this adapter for the DeWalt tools. So Rex the Wonder Tool. Okay, let's go see. So it's on there. We'll find out. Riding a sickle out there. That seems good enough to me. Lucky hair there, I guess. Lucky hair there. Maybe I'll see a rabbit too. Double hair. It was worth the 10 minutes to make sure that gear was okay. Okay, so it sounds like now. leave everything open, make me hear it a little better. See, started with real power last time. Yeah, and now it's quiet. I don't even know if you could have heard that before, but it was making a rubbing noise. Tell you what, you got to dig on that. One more time. Yeah, that's really worth it right there. Okay, really, really worth it. Okay. Oh, stop it. Okay. Alright, well that's going to be it for this episode. Can't just cut the grass because of all the dandelions. I'm a dandelion. And Wizard of Oz, not picking on lions or anybody that's dandy, okay? Alright, well I feel kind of dandy after that project. So there's the sky. Cloudy. Oh, busting out over there. Big packet of rain coming tonight. So give me a big packet of like and a big packet of subscribes. I sure would appreciate it. And channel's doing pretty good. And I got somebody that seems not to like me, but I'm used to that. Makes me feel good. Makes me feel like I've arrived for the second time on YouTube. Okay. Thanks for spending time with me. Let's check the carpentry bee traps and go in. Whew. It's kind of hot out here.